Well, my goodness gracious, I am so sorry for the disruption today. I mean, huge sorries. Well, we had a storm overnight, lightning, thunder, the whole 9 yards. I will say this, the umbrella on the back patio is still up. I couldn't believe it. Who is in here? Because the minute I got a Wi-Fi signal, I jumped in. I see True Crime Beat. Sarah said, woohoo, showtime. Yes. Our girl Ange is here. Courtney, Wisp. What the fuzz? Love you, girlfriend. Katie Bird is here. M. Speece, I'm so glad you're here. And for those that are new, this is not a regular thing that happens. Oh, look at that, Jules. Hey, guys, miss you all. We miss you too, Jules. Gaelic will be rescheduled as soon as possible. Let's reschedule right now. Right now. But let's please tell everyone TGIF. Please. Mermaid said, yay for technology. I can tell you this for a fact. If I had a VCR, this shit would have never happened. Can we all agree that if we had a VCR, these things would not happen? Well, let's get to it. We know exactly what Sarah Boone is up to. We know what's going on. Sarah Boone has to defend herself. She doesn't want to defend herself. No way, no how. But since she has had issues with 8 attorneys, she has what's called a failure to provide a burden on her case. Now, I think what it really comes down to, in my opinion, is just she has been such a pain in the ass to the judicial system. A lot of it comes down to she opened her mouth too much. And that's the truth. She did. She said way too much. And I'm not saying that they twisted her words because, she spoke the truth. She did. Courtney, I'm telling you right now, she's becoming a lawyer faster than Kim Kardashian. You're damn right. Now, this week was Sarah has been insane because she's insisting on wearing a skirt. She's insisting to not represent herself. Unfortunately, she's not getting the judicial process. However, I don't get that because being the smartest person in middle school, you would think she would get it. So let's get to it, my friends. Nene, I love you. Member for 22 months. Thank you. She sure likes to hear herself talk. You damn right. You are damn right. Now we're going to have another tier for members. Not because I'm asking for it, but because several of you are. So put a 1 in chat if you would like another tier, or put a 2 saying, nah, we're good. Brooks has got enough to do. All right, let's get to it.
If I may say, Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
one of my topics of discussion, as you know, are the requests in regards to a laptop and internet being one of the most important. Would I have had access to that, I would have already had this and not had to sit here unprepared. I believe that.
The sound was already on. I had to speed it up to get to the good parts, the short and curlies. She comes right out of the gate bitching. I mean, right out. She's saying, I thought I would have access to the laptop. Have we not heard the explanation? The last 3 status hearings? I'm not trying to fret Sarah Boone. I'm not. I'm really not. What I'm saying is, nobody is going to let me do surgery unless I'm a doctor. She blew all her chances for an attorney. All of them. She had 8. Could you imagine being provided 8 separate law firms to help you get out of your legal mess? What do they say? Only in America.
That is a major violation to my due process of me not having these in advance to prepare properly and to utilize the court's time and everyone else's here by me having to do this now. So I wanted to put that out to you that I am unprepared for this. I did not know that I had a statement to prepare.
Let's take a poll. Do you think Sarah intentionally murdered George? Or do you think she honestly has no idea what's going on? Baby Kisses says yes.
As everyone else did also prior to being here.
Ma'am, you were provided the case law as you had requested at our last hearing. It was mailed to you. You asked for the case law that the court was making reference to. You specifically asked for it. That was provided to you. It was mailed to you.
Case law?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the date that it was mailed?
She said, case law? He said, yes. Yes. What's the date it was mailed? The judge is not your secretary. You know how people around the internet say, I got receipts. I've got the receipts. I can debunk this. I can do it all. I can do all of it. The judge has the receipts. It's part of the court record. This type of shit is what really irritates me. This is the reason, to my friends in Florida, certain counties, you might see a little bit more in your taxes.
August 9. What was provided to you on August 9 was the additional copy of the pro se packet as provided by the Justice Administrative Commission. You were provided a hard copy of that in court, along with the case law that was referenced at the August 9 hearing that the court had said that it had reviewed in anticipation of the hearing that we were having this afternoon.
I don't have that. The only thing that I was provided was the notice of provision of witness list from the state, and then the JAC packet.
Those were both provided to you in court. You are correct. The balance of the things that I'm speaking about were mailed to you at the legal mail address on August 9.
Which I have yet to receive.
Okay. Ma'am, with regard to
This is the first time I'm seeing each one of these documents.
I understand that. They were filed August 12th, and unfortunately, this.
Because you're not an attorney, Sarah. You have to represent yourself. So you have to crunch to get ready for your trial. If she wanted to represent herself, she's had 4 years to do it. She knows this case better than anyone. She damn sure knows it better than the prosecutor. Hands down, she knows it better than the prosecutor. She does. Whether she fell asleep, she was blackout drunk, whatever, she knows this case inside and out. The judge is not her lawyer, and arguing with him is not going to help her case at all.
This morning due to an issue with the e-portal.
I wouldn't have internet access anyway to receive those.
They were sent to you via U.S. mail as well.
Yesterday?
Yes. So you're not wasting the court's time. You can feel free to review those at this time.
What are these? Is this the case law you're referring to? State versus Smith?
I believe that those are the circuit court opinions that are referenced in WFTV's motion, which cite to the Miami Herald versus Lewis decision, which is the controlling law on this matter.
All of these are yours? And these are mine to take? Thank you.
insulate and protect juries from even prejudicial publicity. And finally, any closure would have to be effective and broader than necessary. Again, I'm not sure why.
This is a great question from Robin Brown. I wonder if she's going to take the stand. I agree with Tammy Martin too. Her sense of entitlement is off the charts. Now, Ted Bundy took the stand representing himself. Okay? Now, in my humble opinion, he was basically a demon on earth. Not gonna lie. He had a way to navigate people. And he did many times. Sarah doesn't exactly have that skill set. But we're all here for it. Because she's not fighting for her life. She's not going to get life in prison. She's not going to get any of those things. She is making things difficult on purpose. Why? Because she's the smartest person in the room. She has straight A's. She's got the whole 9 yards, my friends. And no matter what facts are put in front of her, she's always got an argument. It's crazy.
The hearing would need to be closed, but I think even Ms. Boone has indicated it would be ineffective with what's already out there. And that was a consideration under Lewis. If the information is out there, the discovery in this case has been public, there's no reason to close a hearing that's simply going to discuss things that have already been made public. I think heightened public attention only increases the need for transparency. Closure of judicial proceedings is a drastic remedy, and I don't believe the plaintiff has met her burden in this case, Your Honor.
Okay.
Unless you have any other questions.
I do not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Any closing remarks from you, Ms. Boone?
Yes, Your Honor. First, I'm only asking for this one hearing, which is a very important hearing. I believe that the press is simply in it for ratings and publicity. My evidence is active, and I'm trying to salvage the little bit of anything that I have pertaining to my evidence that is not available online, which would be in that hearing. And I also heard she was speaking in regards to once discovery has been received, that is therefore public record. I just received my discovery for the first time, and I'm still reviewing most, if not all of it. And I have not had the time to go through all of it, but I literally, on the record, just received my discovery to even have an opportunity to prepare to review any of that. And in regards to the hostile publicity, I have letters, I have messages, I have tablet information. I have an entire folder dedicated to publicity in more than one way as being hostile, good, bad, ugly. It's publicity. This will incredibly.
I don't think she understands the hostile publicity is not hurting her case. What hurt her case was her big, fat mouth. Here's one example.
All right, cheers. I want you to sit back down because I don't want you
Can I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go on.
That Versatile 29 Residential Audible 1303 Island Day Drive.
I'll do what I can to get you a cup because I don't want you to have to keep doing that.
The maintenance should have a proper to cancel the indication for front door. Try to that 1325. The motor unit on the panel.
The cups are like right there.
Here, 44 in the motor.
Sit right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
Oh,
now.
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just cut, please.
Okay. I don't want you on your feet.
Get me a cigarette like she's at the Hilton. Get me a cigarette, please.
Incredibly enhance my inopportunity to have a fair trial because of the already millions of viewers that I have in my case, literally in my case. This would just contribute to it even greater. I'm not asking for all hearings to be closed. I've not had an opportunity to review my discovery, which I just received. I have an entire folder and more information and letters and evidence in regards to publicity, hostile, any type of emotion that you can come up with. I have received from Australia being the most recent. So I do not believe just because they would like to, again, in my opinion, for ratings and for publicity. It's one hearing. There also is a solution that I believe, my understanding was that this could be held at the Orange County Sheriff's Department. The question was in regards to transport, which is a possibility. It was a matter of the decision being with the court. I would like to be able to properly prepare for this. Would I have received everything prior as everyone else did? Having the internet would have helped also in regards to receiving the notice via.
Listen, girlfriend, the audacity of her drives me insane. You don't get to have the internet to lay around. She has an iPad. She has it. But you can't have open access to the internet. Come on.
Email, as everyone else had. I'm sitting in front of you, yes, unhandcuffed, but I am unprepared for this rebuttal in regards for me to have privacy, expected privacy to a certain degree, and by law, to have this one hearing closed. And we also have an active case that is ongoing, active evidence, and there's a solution for it to be held at the Orange County Sheriff's Department as well.
Okay. Anything else from the state?
I wasn't going to bring it up until after the ruling on the motion, but the parties have reached an agreement to do this on our own. And as soon as that gets accomplished, if it's accomplished to both of our satisfaction, then I'll let the court know so you can free up the hearing time.
Okay, we'll address that momentarily. Ms. Fugate, anything else? All right. Under the Miami Herald versus Lewis case, ma'am, Ms. Boone, you had the burden of producing evidence and proving by a greater weight of the evidence that closure is necessary. What has been presented today has failed to meet that burden. Your motion to close the September 3rd viewing is denied. The court will follow up with a written order that you'll be hand delivered today. Ms. Fugate, if you don't have no longer any business before this court, you are free to go, ma'am. Thank you. Have a pleasant afternoon. Mr. J, yes, ma'am.
Forgive me. When you stated to the court that my motion was oral, was this during the last hearing that we had?
You requested this both, ma'am, on August 5th.
I love how Sarah is speaking like an attorney. Now, when you said this needs to be oral, now, hold on. I don't even understand. Well, we know what oral means. What the fuck is she talking about? It's not trial time yet. She has to prepare her motions. That's the reason you don't kick 8 attorneys to the curb, Sarah.
5 and on August 9.
What was it specifically that I requested?
You had requested privacy with regard to the September 3rd hearing. And I advised you that I needed to look at the law on it. And you asked again on September 9th when we were going to address it. I said that we would address it on the 14th. You asked for copies of the law, and those were mailed to you on the 9th.
Which I have yet to receive. And I was not instructed by anyone in the court, including yourself, that that was an oral motion. If I needed to actually do a proper motion, I would have correctly done so.
That's why we had the hearing, ma'am, because you asked for it orally. So you orally moved or attendantly moved to have that motion heard. And we set it up for today, since we already had the hearing time carved out to address you receiving the hard copies, which seemingly has already been remedied. And last week when we had our hearing on the 9th, I said, I don't want to lose that hearing time because we already had it carved out. So we would proceed with the hearing on the privacy issue at that point in time. You then asked for the case law. I said, absolutely, I will get it to you. Mr. J had advised that he was familiar with the case law. But regardless, it was provided to all parties and mailed to you on the 9th.
Which I have yet to receive, and I was not instructed by anyone in the court that that was an oral motion for me requesting privacy. I thought it was just a comment that I could have on record.
Ma'am,
I don't need to do anything further.
that's why we set the hearing. Is that we would have a hearing today on the 14th.
And when did I receive this?
Well, that was orally told you on the 9th. The letter itself was mailed to you on the 9th, but the order itself was read to you during the course of that hearing. Specific.
You know, she's got the balls of a burglar to keep asking, when did I receive that? When did I receive that? And when the judge says, you're not going to win this argument, he said, you failed to meet the burdens of proof. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, with every piece of toilet paper and every piece of paper that the county provides to her, she's got a lot of shit going on. But she's failing to meet the criteria of evidence.
Specifically on August 14th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m., a hearing will be held in courtroom 12A, Orange County Courthouse, 425 North Orange Avenue, Orlando, Florida 32801, regarding defendant's review of the USB drug drive, which contains the state digital evidence. The defendant's August 7th letter to the court, delivered to the court on August 9, and the media's participation in the physical evidence viewing on September 3, 2024. The pertinent case law is attached. That was all addressed with you, ma'am, on August 9 here in open court.
In the order I have yet to receive.
But it was read to you, ma'am. It was read to you as to what we would be doing today, and that we would addressing the issue regarding the media's participation. And that's when you asked for the case law. And I said, I will give it to you. Absolutely. And it was all mailed to you on the 9th.
I'm not ever sure of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing with, I guess now, oral and also in writing. And again, I'm sitting here waiting empty-handed for everything that was mailed to me day before yesterday and or could have been readily available on the internet, which I do not have access to. So I'm guessing that your verbalization of the order that you read to me, which I have not received, is supposed to suffice.
Ma'am, you were told about the hearing in open court on Friday, August 9.
If I knew to be prepared, I know that everyone knows that I would be prepared, which I am unprepared because of.
That's certainly your opinion that you're entitled to. Any reason for Ms. Fugate to remain? State? Okay.
From the state.
All right. Ms. Boone, any reason why counselor for the Orlando Sentinel and WFTV should remain?
No.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. All right. In addition,
Anyone think that Sarah actually wanted to have the media around? She seems to believe that the media is her friend. And watching this play out is getting more intriguing by the day. It really is. Thank you, True Crime Beat. Inmates don't get internet. Damn right. Damn right. Exactly.
in addition to what was set to be addressed today, which was the Ms. Boone's review of the USB jump drive, which contained the state's digital evidence, Ms. Boone's August 7th letter regarding her requests from the Orange County Jail. Mr. J, you made reference to a potential change in the September 3rd meeting. I want to hear about that, sir.
I believe we have reached an alternative solution to an evidence view with the defendant. And as soon as that is accomplished to both parties' satisfaction, then I will notify the JA so that we can release your hearing.
Okay.
I know it's valuable.
Can you explain to me what the proposed plan is for the viewing?
There will be a time and place where the evidence will be brought, the defendant will be brought, and she will be given as much opportunity to experience an evidence viewing like a defense attorney as possible. Her investigator will be there and allowed to take photographs and ask if he wants any particular bag of evidence opened so that it can be photographed. Inspected, tested, copied as provided by 3220 in the criminal procedure rules. Then evidence will be brought back to where it's stored, and then it will be brought back to the Orange County.
Okay. Have you had a conversation with Ms. Boone prior to today regarding this proposal?
Well, with Mr. Lane, who has indicated her position, which was that she.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, I don't want to go into specifics of what you've had with your investigator, but has he relayed to you what Mr. J just advised the court of?
Yes, to a certain degree, it has not been fully explained because it is in the process of being spoken about between the two of them. So yes, I do know that that is a solution to my request.
Okay. And did you understand what Mr. J advised the court of today regarding how that process for you viewing the physical evidence would be?
If you could please do so again.
Sure. If you could explain it again for Ms. Boone, Mr. J.
When the defense attorney wants to do an evidence view, go to where the evidence is stored and then want he or she can bring an investigator photographs so requested. Typically don't let herself, CSI will be present as well. I'm the investigator if you want. And then you have the opportunity to view, test, inspect evidence. Front, back, out, those sorts of documented piece of evidence, cutting paper laid down. And basically how the process goes on. It gets opened, it sealed by the side, right there in front of all of us. Side, it seals the paper. For an over 3 days, so everybody can see why it's open, why it's open. People that are not involved in the case will not. If it is stored in physical evidence, then it's brought over. I'm not going to turn it on. Photograph it. Photograph it. Doesn't work. Turned on. Have to duck. Box. Room. Or what? The phone box over and turned on?
If I can extract any type of information.
Like we discussed at the last hearing, that would be up to you to hire a forensic examiner. And then you would bring that person. On the same manner.
All right. Then, ma'am, after having Mr. J explain that alternative solution to the evidence viewing, is that something that you would like to participate in?
Absolutely.
Okay. So then, is it the parties' agreement to no longer have the evidence viewing here in open court on September 3.
That's the state position, but again, been doing this long enough to know that you can never predict.
Hey everyone. I'm sorry to interrupt the show. Can I speak from my heart? I know I'll get drugged for it. I know. I know I will. The last few weeks, my family has been drug over the coals. My words have been twisted. I have been called a racist. I have been called homophobic. An email was sent to my husband's work, which made no sense to me. Sometimes things hit you in the gut when they come from all directions. They do. Now, my sons are big boys. Okay, they are. They are. But maybe I'm not a big girl. Maybe I'm not. I can take a lot. I promise I can. What I do know is that everything that is going around are things I have already shared before. I've already shared them. My personal life. My personal life. I am strong. I am. I am. When I'm not strong is when people who I have known for years are being attacked. And good people are sitting back and enjoying it. I will always talk about true crime. I will always, always talk about victims. And by the way, this will be shared. It'll be made fun of. It will. If anyone doesn't understand the politics with police, let's take a poll real quick. Has anyone ever called out of work and they weren't really sick? Anyone? Has anyone ever kept their children out of school knowing there's nothing wrong with them? However, my husband got caught up into something in 2016, and it's been turned into something totally different. And people are turning it into something that never happened. Never. Never. And the people that are doing it are just trash people. They really are. Did I put a post up? About Michael Vaughn saying that Sarah Wandra is emailing outside? She is. It's no secret. So how much more do I need to go through? How much more? Is there something else I need to do to prove myself as a person? Or as a friend? As a mother? What do I have to do? You can say fuck off 500 times a day. It doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. I will say this to the people that have come forward and said, look, Brooks, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. And I'm so stupid, I didn't even believe it. All right, everyone. I'm going to go do something in the yard. And I'm going to unwind, okay? And I promise we will continue this show. I love you all very much.